What if I told you there was a car with just 2 wheels in a single line, but with a door, seats, and even a steering wheel, yet it balanced like a motorcycle? Sounds nuts, right? Welcome to the 1924 Monotrace, France's answer to why not both? Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to talk about a vehicle so weird, so rare, and so absolutely French that even my neighbor Bob, the one who thinks the pyramids are just really old cheese wedges, would be stumped for words. Imagine this. You wake up one morning in 1924, open your garage, and you find a torpedo-shaped motorcycle with the attitude of a car and the balance of a circus performer. No, it's not a hangover dream. It's the Monotrace Torpédo Biplace, the kind of transport that makes even the wildest online experts scratch their heads and ask, how many bottles of wine went into this design? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because on Timmy Tiny Wheels, we don't just talk about rare rides. Now let's roll back 100 years to a world with no influencers, no podcasts, and definitely no sport utility vehicles. But before we balance on one wheel and topple headlong into history, you know what to do. Picture France in 1924, baguettes everywhere, jazz in the air, and engineers fresh out of the war looking for the next big thing. The country was obsessed with speed, aerodynamics, and building stuff nobody asked for, except maybe the odd dreamer with a pocket full of francs and a head full of fantasies. The Monotrace was born in this glorious chaos, originally sparked by the German Mauser Einspurauto, a single-track, two-wheeled oddity. The French, being French, looked at that and thought, oui, but make it stylish. So, thanks to a wild licensing deal and the fevered imagination of a Swiss engineer named Joseph Auguste Roten, the Monotrace took shape in Saint-Étienne under Atelier du Rond-Point and later under Établissement Monotrace SA in Courbevoie. This thing debuted at the Paris Motor Show in 1925. The pitch? A motorcycle with bodywork. Basically, the answer to the question, what if we gave a motorcycle stage fright and forced it to wear a car costume? The target audience? Optimists, thrill-seekers, and a few unsuspecting liars at the cafe who claimed they could drive anything. It was aimed squarely at those who wanted the economy of a cycle car, the comfort of a car, and the handling of a motorcycle, all in one fragile package. Economic times were tough, war memories were fresh, and people wanted something affordable, and, ideally, something that didn't require a footman, a chauffeur, or a horse. So what was the Monotrace Torpedo Biplace really? Imagine a pressed steel frame holding a long, tapered body with 2 leather seats in a row like a bobsled for the absurd. The real magic, though, happened in the powertrain. Up front, you'd find a water-cooled, horizontally mounted single-cylinder side-valve engine, displacing between 510 and 520 cc with roughly 10 to 12 horsepower. The radiator sat right at the nose, like it was trying to escape. The rear wheel was suspended from the chassis, and power went back through a 3-speed manual transmission and a chain drive. Because nothing says confidence like relying on a chain from the same era as silent movies. Suspension? Only if you count faith and the kindness of strangers. The main wheels were steel with spokes wrapped in motorcycle tires. To keep you upright when stationary, 2 little side wheels swung down, basically a training wheels for grown-ups system, so you wouldn't embarrass yourself in front of the local bakers. Once you got moving, you folded them up, prayed to your favorite saint, and hoped the gyroscopic effect would keep things vertical. As for size, exact measurements are lost to time, but trust me, it was narrower than most politicians' promises and weighed about as much as a well-fed dog, likely in the 200 to 300 kilograms, that's about 440 to 660 pounds. Wheelbase, long enough to fit 2 adults in tandem, body width barely more than a bicycle's. Top speed was somewhere between 50 and 80 kilometers per hour, that's 30 to 50 miles per hour, if you believed the marketing and ignored the crosswinds. Braking was mostly wishful thinking, a single drum or band brake at the rear, about as reassuring as asking your couch potato uncle for fitness tips. Production numbers? Only 310 were ever built by 1928. That's so rare you're more likely to see Bob doing yard work than 2 Monotraces parked side by side. Fuel economy? around 5 to 7 litres per 100 kilometres, or about 33 to 47 miles per gallon, though if you manage to stay alive long enough to worry about the fuel, you are already a hero. Today, very few survive. You can find one at the Musée Henri Martre near Paris, and maybe one or two in private collections. Most are lost to history, much like my New Year's resolutions. In recent years, Monotrace fans have tried to revive the concept, like in 1999 when Pierre Gillet built a Monotrace Hybris with a Honda engine and nearly melted the tarmac. But just like those make-money-fast internet schemes, it never made it past the prototype. Now, before I reveal the numbers that'll make your wallet sweat, let's give credit where it's due. The Monotrace dared to be different. It was bold, it was eccentric, and it made people talk. I believe its true legacy is not in speed or comfort, but in the bravery to put wild ideas on wheels and actually get them built. Back in 1925, the Monotrace could be yours for 8,900 French francs. That's roughly $8,000, or around 7,000 euros. In today's money. Pricey for its day, considering a cycle car was meant to be affordable, but hey, you were buying bragging rights and a direct ticket to every local gossip column. As for the record sale, in 2025, a beautifully restored 1926 Monotrace Torpédo Biplace, chassis number 246, rolled across the block at the Retromobile auction in Paris and fetched a cool $14,465. For a car with only one real competitor, Gravity, that's a legendary finish. Stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, the Monotrace isn't just a machine. It's a rolling piece of history that proves even the wildest dreams can end up on the road. If you ever get the chance to see one in person, don't miss it. This is one of those rare vehicles that turns every head, sparks every conversation, and leaves you grinning long after it's gone.